Welcome everyone to another live lesson. So glad you're here with me. Thanks so much for joining me. This lesson, we're going to learn a really fun tune. I want to say hi to some friends in the chat, but if you're joining on a replay, I want to let you know that there's a link in the description below to get this song sheet. It's a 2-page song sheet. The second page has some box notation. We're going to be exploring that as well, learning the 4-bar turnaround, and going through the chord forms, a couple of variations for this really fun tune called the Ukulele Song. Hope you're doing well. Hope you got your ukulele in tune. Please stick around for this whole lesson. We'll go just a little more than a half an hour today. I want to take you through this tune, which is not only really delightful to play, but will teach you a lot about some common jazz progressions. This is a tune in the Hawaiian style. Thought it would be fun just to start today with me playing through the tune. Why don't you just jam along with me, and then I will break down in detail all the things I'm doing. I'm going to be, as you probably know, putting some bells and whistles on my playing. I'll share those with you after we go through the tune. So let me know how you're doing in the chat down below. Thanks so much for joining me. I see we got some friends from all over the States, Canada. We got a couple of people in Europe. Thank you for joining me. Barry from the Netherlands. Got several people from Germany. Thank you so much for joining me. Speaking of Germany, I am in the process of making a lesson for an Oktoberfest song. Since Oktoberfest was canceled this year for the second year in a row, wanted to make a fun play-along lesson for Oktoberfest. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks so much for joining me. Get your ukulele. I want to play the tune. Join in with me as you're able, or just sit back, watch what I'm doing, and then I will break down everything that I'm doing here. Let's jam, okay? I will start with a 4-bar introduction, then I'll jump into the tune. 1, 2, 1, 2, 4 bars. Everybody ought to play the ukulele. You could play the ukulele like I do. You could swing on a star with your little guitar, making music all the hula ladies do the hula do. Everybody ought to play the ukulele. All the world be such a happy place to be. Why don't you be like me? Pick up your ukulele and you can play the ukulele like I do. Can you yodel while you play your ukulele? Ukulele, ukulele, yodel. Well, it's fun when you're trying to be Swiss and Hawaiian. Yodel while you play your ukulele too. Everybody ought to play their ukulele. Oh, the world be such a happy place to be. Why don't you be like me? Pick up your ukulele and you can play the ukulele like I do. That introduction makes a nice ending. Alright everyone, that is the ukulele song. A charming little ditty in the style of Hawaiian hapahaole music. Now, of course, it sounds great when my sweetheart Sarah is playing the upright bass with me, but she's got her hands on our little baby boy, so she can't join me today. But if you know someone in your life plays bass, keyboards, strum guitars, or just play with some more ukulele players, this is a sweet tune to play. And soloists love to play over the chord changes. So, let me know how you're doing in the chat down below. I want to say hello. If you're enjoying yourself so far, do me a huge favor. Can you click that like button? If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're going to get started with the lesson right now, I just want to let you know that there's a new Facebook group that was created by a patron and fellow Griffin ukulele player named Kasha. She lives in Spain. And there's a link to it in the description below. It's a Facebook group. If you want to join that group, you can share about your own Griffin ukulele. I'm sure you'd be welcome no matter what ukulele you play. Click that link and you'll be part of the group. There's another link down there if you'd like to get this printable PDF. Benefits like this for patrons. Thank you so much for your membership. Those of you who are patrons, I truly appreciate you supporting this channel. And there's one other link, and that is to the recently offered course on intros, endings, and turnarounds. That's available at my store because this turnaround that we're about to get into right now is an intro, an outro, and a turnaround all in one, and that's what that whole class is about. Okay, so check those links down below. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get into the lesson. Thanks for joining me. I see some of the regular folks are here. Pirate Jenny, glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. Michael in California, always great to hear from you. I am playing a high G ukulele right now, and I'll demonstrate on a low G, but I thought it'd be fun to play high G. All right. Aloha, Randall. Aloha, Kazi. Of course, Andre. Yes, Germany is so much more than Oktoberfest. Of course, for sure. I had the pleasure of being in Munich. It was the last day of Oktoberfest. The band I was touring with arrived in Munich for a concert at the Circus Krone, and I was greeted at the wonderful hotel where I stayed with some tasty beverages, let's say. Anyway, wanted to share that with you. I'll make a lesson for that very soon. Probably will come out this week. All right, let's get into this. You know, the introduction is also a turnaround. It's also can work as an ending. You could use it as a section for a soloist to blow over, you know, to just solo, because this loop of chords sounds really, really cool. Let's go through the basic chords right up here at the top of the page, because that's what we're going to need for this song and the turnaround. Okay, first one, B flat 6. You got your open string. You got your middle finger at the 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then cover 2 strings with 1 finger. All right, that is your beautiful B flat 6 chord. Right? Sometimes it's a little easier than a B flat, which includes the ring finger, but you could leave that out. And you get that colorful B flat 6 chord. The next chord, F7, you leave the 1st finger where it is. You see how it kind of pivots around. And we find ourselves on F7. All right, it's basically just an F major chord with the ring finger added. And there are 2 ways to play F7, and this is kind of important. We'll get into this in just a moment. When you have multiple ways of playing chords, you can bring all kinds of interesting melodies into it. So when you play B flat 6, there's your top string, all right, the 1st fret. Then you play your F7. All right, very different sound than when you play your F7 with the pinky added to the 3rd fret. And to answer a common question, yes, Mary, it is the same chord as G minor 7. Same notes, they're chord synonyms. It all depends on how you're using the chord, what you name it. Okay, so you got your B flat 6, you got your 2 kinds of F7s. Very nice. Next, we have our G7. Once again, that 1st finger can just stay right where it is. You see how it kind of pivots around, and you find your G7. After G7, by the way, we're not learning the turnaround just yet. We're just going through the chords. We will in just a moment. After G7, you have your C minor chord, which is played right here. 3rd fret, covering 3 strings. So right there we have this nice chord progression of G7. G7 to C minor. I want to share with you a fancy trick. It's not super fancy, but it sounds good. G7 to C minor. Before you get to C minor, move up to this G7. Check it out. We're going to move this up 1 fret, move it up 2 frets. So your first finger's at the 3rd fret right there. Then stretch these two out just a little bit. They go up to the 5th fret. And you have this alternate voicing of G7. Okay, so when you look at this, it goes G7, slides up, stretches out, and there's C minor. So you just created a melody here on the chords. Very nice. Watch this video again to get that little thing at your fingers. Some folks like to use the F7 shape, which I think is a great idea. You use this shape of F7 with the pinky, and you could just move this up 2 frets to get your other G7. All right, we're just warming up the chords. One more chord to know, our good old C7. Which could be played right here at the barring at the 3rd fret. Very nice thing to do. All right, we're gonna jam through the whole entire song, but I want to go through this introduction, turnaround, ending thing. Nice and slow, 2 beats for each chord. Okay, each one of these boxes has each one of these boxes has 2 chords, so 2 beats each. Okay, 4 beats in each box. Goes like this. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it again. We did it slow, of course. Let's do it now a little bit faster. Can you hear that nice melody that's created? Right, when you use this F7. Now we're going to use some other chords in a moment, but let's stick with what we just did. 1, 2, a little faster. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Oh. Keep going. Oops. Cool. So we're just working out the left hand motions. You can, of course, add a lot of more rhythm, and we'll explore that in just 2 minutes. Let's learn how can we use other chord voicings. What if we played the B flat 6 in a different way? I'd like to show you a new way to play B flat 6, and it's a wonderful voicing for jazz. Take your 2 fingers, 1 and 2, and you place them right here like you were playing a D7, okay? Yeah? Next, we're just putting them there to get the position. Now move them up to the 3rd fret. Okay, so first finger's at the 3rd fret of the 4th string. Second finger is at this 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And then ring and pinky. Okay. Now I know this looks like a wild stretch, so what we do is we angle the fingers a little bit to get them to fit in there. And in time, if you soften up, this chord will become a really, really good friend of yours, because this is a really great jazzy chord to know. It's your B flat 6 in another position. So let's make friends with that one more time. 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, strum. Listen to it like it's the only thing going on in the world right now. Just bring your attention to the sound. It's happening right now in the present moment. And that's the experience of just listening deeply. After this, we can move to the G7 that's right here. Okay, so what we have is this transition where these 2 fingers stay in place. Okay, they relax, but they stay on the strings. You got your 1st finger and your middle finger moving like that. Everything about this chord is the same except one note moves up. Yeah. And now from here, you could go to your C7 down here. But if you're in this position at the 3rd fret, it's nice to just drop that bar in there. And then go to your F7. Looks exactly the same as that G7. In fact, it's right there. You see the 3rd chord over. All right. Now, I'm not trying to confuse anybody. I'm just offering 2 ways to have so you have some variety. So check it out. We got this first way of playing it. Remember the 4 chords are B flat 6, G7, C7, F7, and then you could do it up here. So how about that? You just played the introduction in 2 different ways. You may like to do it the same way 2 times in a row. Maybe you want to do it one way and then have some variety. Okay. You could also start at the higher position like this. Join in with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. G7. C7 bar. Now B flat 6 open. G7 and C7. Everybody ought to play a ukulele. All right, so now you've just created a tasty introduction. Intros, outros, endings. Awesome to know a couple of these turnarounds so you can fill out your playing and create some instrumental passages. How are you feeling out there? Please let me know in the comment. If you're doing well, appreciate you joining me for this lesson. Let's go through this introduction one more time, and then we'll play the tune. Here it is again. You got your B flat 6 chord. You got your G7 chord. You got your C7 chord. You got your F7 chord. And another way to do that is right up here. You got your fancy B flat 6 chord. Get your G7 chord. You got your C7 chord. And then you've got your F7 chord. All right, would you like to learn one more variation? And it's so simple. It just involves adding a little movement to the pinky. This voicing of the dominant 7th chord, whether you're playing it here, F7, or if you're playing it here at G7, or even if you moved it up here to A7, it's the same voicing. And what's cool is that your pinky is playing the 5th of the chord. So if you move that pinky up 1 fret, then you sharp that 5, and then bring it down, and you create a blue note kind of effect. All right, so the the formula is anytime you're in this position, just slide that pinky-roo up 1 fret and then back down. All right? And then resolve to B flat. Okay, creates that blue note. You could do it right up here at the G7 as well. Yeah, and then your C7. For the C7, dropping the ring finger there adds the 9th of the chord. Don't click away. I know I'm adding some extra stuff to it. And these are just chord colors to make it, just a little more full-bodied, yeah? Add a little more flavor to it. I want to play the whole tune with you and take some questions, but first, let's just listen and watch my hands a few times, and then let's do it together, okay? You want to join in with me? That's cool too. You may like to just watch it first. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to drop those new ideas in. 3, 4. Just a couple of ways that they can be used, and I did it quicker, of course. When you're practicing this, you may like to just go slow. Obviously, a good idea to take things slow when you're first starting. You go up here to this new voicing, and then you got your C7, and you got your F7. Raising the pinky creates a sharp 5 chord. Sometimes it's notated as a +5. Sometimes it's notated as augmented. A lot of ways to notate it. All right, my friends. So these are just chord colors that you can add to this. They're not required, right? No, nothing's required. You could just do you could still deliver the song wonderfully with just the basic chords. These are just some extra color tones you can put on top of it. All right, let's jam the tune. We'll do it a little bit under tempo, and then I'm going to share with you one more special trick. When you watch these videos, I know I'm offering a lot of extra spices and nuances, so watch it again. Have a notepad if you don't already have a notepad ready, because I'm going to share with you a very cool thing you can do to your C minor chord. All right, another one of these color tones that you can do to the C minor chord. All right, you ready to jam? Let's do it. Thank you for joining me. Dankjewel. Dankeschön. Merci beaucoup. Spasibo. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much for joining me. 1, 2. Here's the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this a few more times. Just getting the vibe. Let's sing. Everybody ought to play a ukulele. You could play the ukulele like I do. You could swing on a star with your little guitar, making music. All the hula ladies do the hula too. Everybody ought to play their ukulele. All the world be such a happy place to be. Won't you be like me? Pick up the ukulele and you can play the ukulele like I do. Keep on those intro chords and go around another time. Now can you yodel while you play your ukulele? Yodelady, ukulele, I lose. Well, it's fun when you're trying to be Swiss and Hawaiian. That is yodel while you play your ukulele too. Everybody ought to play their ukulele. Oh, the world be such a happy place to be. Why don't you be like me? Pick up the ukulele. You could play the ukulele like I do. 2 more times. Last time, slow it down. End with your B flat 6 chord. All right, my friends, I know for many of us it's the first time you heard the tune, so watch it again and again. There's no way I can sing this without, using my falsetto. How are you feeling? Any questions? Please ask me your questions. And look forward to, hearing from you in the chat. If you're digging this so far, do me a big favor and please give this video a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel. There are links down below if you'd like to support this channel and receive things like bonus content and printables, PDFs, all kinds of discounts as well for my courses. Thank you so much for joining me. So we have folks from all over the place. We've got a question here. The alternate voicing, could I write them out on the second page? Yeah, you know something? I'll edit that. I'll include that for sure, because that visual aid would be very helpful. One of the alternate voicings, not too hard. Just add that pinky 1 fret higher. And then as you apply these, you just get improvisational with them. It's wonderful when you're strumming to keep a steady rhythm, of course, and sometimes to give it a little space. For example, when you get to the end of a phrase, making music, all the hula ladies do the hula too. Just let it ring, right? In that space you just created, maybe you want to punctuate it with just two strums of the F7 chord. First one with the pinky up, next one with the pinky down. And I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Making music, all the hula ladies do the hula too. Everybody, right? And almost sounds like there's a drummer going psh, psh, ah, right? But it's not only rhythm, it's harmony. Divine Mother Wisdom, so glad you're here. Mark is in the house. Sir Ukulele from Vancouver Island. Oh, Michael, I'm sorry to hear that the internet is rapidly dying. Watch it again another time. So I want to take some questions as they come in. I just want to let you know that I will edit this on the second page of this here PDF. You got the chord structures, but I'll put those alternate voicings in there. And I want to share one more with you. And it is a very cool thing that you can do to any minor chord shape. If you're digging what you're seeing, please give this video a thumbs up. And there are some links down below for you to check out. When you understand how to embellish one chord shape, you'll find that it becomes easier and easier to drop these embellishments into just about any application. Now, a common one, and this is not the easiest thing to do, but with practice, with some kind guided repetition, you'll get this, okay? When you play the C minor chord, Andre, we will have a brief meditation at the end. Yes, we will. Now I'm going to share this with you, and yeah, I will add those shapes. Can I just share that my teachers, they never wrote stuff down for me. I love making stuff for you, but there's a power in making your own notes. There really is. So if you have a pen handy and a piece of paper, scribble this out or carve this into the wall where you're sitting or something. You have your C minor shape. Now, C minor, it's actually a movable minor chord that uses all 4 fingers. And not all 4 fingers, all 4 strings. And so let's change our C minor shape just a little bit. We're going to cover all 4 strings with it and then release. I want to make sure that that's clear, that anytime I'm demonstrating a chord, you want to take the pressure off often, especially with the bar chord. So reach out, wiggle it, relax it, the kind of stuff I shared in last week's video about the finger exercises, okay? Connect with what it's like to be totally relaxed on the fretboard. Thank you, Spurgeon, for that super chat. I truly appreciate your support. This is a C minor 7 chord, okay? It's a C minor, but you've added the 7th of the chord. Now, here is the thing I'm going to show you. Okay, you're adding a melodic passage to it. On the low G ukulele, it has a little different effect. This is one of those common chord motions. You've heard it in songs like, Stairway to Heaven, that kind of thing. It's been around for a long, long, long time. Since the 1800s, classical romantic composers use this. Okay, you got your C minor chord, ring, bar, relax. Then middle finger, relax. First finger, relax. Second finger, relax. So what we're doing is we're creating a little motion in the chord. All right, and what I was doing was I was plucking with my thumb, then up with the first finger. Plucking with the thumb, up with the first finger. Plucking with the thumb, up with the first finger. So when I got to this section right here, where it moves from G7 to C minor, and maybe this is too much detail, I apologize if it's too much, just strum the song and just have fun. But if you want to add these extra things, it would sound a bit like this. From the top, 1, 2, 3. Everybody ought to play the ukulele. You can play the ukulele like I do. You could swing on a... See, I put that little extra stuff in there. It just fills in the arrangement a little bit. Not required, of course, to deliver the song with heart and soul. Okay, so to review this, you got your movable minor chord, relax. You got your middle finger, relax. You got your first finger, relax. And then the middle finger. And relax. Don't be discouraged if it's hard at first, right? It might be a case of you're using muscles you've never used before. There are new coordinations you've never tried before. So be very kind to yourself as you do this. And as you've heard me say a million times, I say it to myself every day, let go often. I mean, literally just let go of the instrument. And then really take a moment to relax and then try again. You will get stronger. Drop by drop by drop, the bucket gets filled with not only chord vocabulary like this, but skillful ways of practicing, okay? So when you're able to drop this in, it's a cool little thing you can do. All right. That motion and other motions could easily be a whole live stream into itself, but I'm just right here, I'm just dropping it in, just a little extra spice in there, okay? How are you feeling out there, folks? Any questions about this? If there are no questions, then we will move through this one more time. We'll have a brief mindfulness meditation, and then bid you farewell until next time. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you spending time with me these days. So many different ways we can spend our time, so many things pulling on our attention. The fact that you would like to sit down with an acoustic instrument and just be with yourself and be with your sound it's inspiring to me that there are a lot of folks out there in the world who just want to slow down and just learn. So thank you for trusting me as a guide in this process. How about we play through this? I like what High Point Arts just said. Write them now and they are yours. Yeah, you start to own them when you write them down yourself. Yeah. All right, my friends. Let's play through this introduction. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for your support. And we got a really good question before we start. Just came in from Grant Hughes, frequent viewer. Thanks for joining us, friend. I got buzzes on my strings, just got to grip harder. Yeah, buzzing on strings. It's about the finger placement. It could be your instrument. The strings may be too low. The string, the height of the string may be too low. So that could very well be the issue. Another thing is the finger placement. The fingers are very, very close to the frets. In fact, they're almost right on top of the fret when you look at it. So good idea, I've found it to be very helpful, is just to play one note, see if I can make that note clean, and then play another note, make that note clean, play another note, make that note clean. And you would apply this, Grant, and everyone watching, you would apply this with all the exercises that I've ever offered, like last week's finger exercise. Just taking a moment and making sure that each note is clean and clear will pay off in the long run, all right? There's always time. Sometimes we just have to even force ourselves to slow down. I know I do. Just remind myself that I got to slow down and digest this, okay? So I hope that's helpful. Just put the fingers really close to the fret, clean up the sound, and taking the time to listen for that sound will be really helpful. And you may like to just check the action, the height of your string, because if they're too low, it's going to be very, very buzzy sound. Thank you, Gianni, for your support, and Gary, thank you very much. Thank you, Mary. You're so sweet. I appreciate you so much. All right, let's jam. Come on, let's play this tune. Share this with your ukulele-loving friends. Maybe it'll become a theme song. It could be a nice opening number for the next time you play out at an open mic or something like that. All right, let's begin with that introduction. Remember, it's 4 chords. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sing it, here we go. Everybody ought to play the ukulele. You could play the ukulele like I do. You could swing on a star with your little guitar, making music all the hula ladies do the hula too. Everybody ought to play the ukulele. All the world be such a happy place to be. Why don't you be like me? Pick up the ukulele. You could play the ukulele like I do. One more. Now can you yodel while you play your ukulele? Yodel-lady, ukulele-aloo. Well, it's fun when you're trying to be Swiss and Hawaiian. That is yodel while you play your ukulele too. Everybody ought to play ukulele. All the world be such a happy place to be. Why don't you be like me? Pick up the ukulele. You could play the ukulele like I do. Here's where your saxophone player takes a little solo, or you remind the audience of the drink specials. Slow it down. Let's end. Thanks everyone for joining. A really, really great way to end as well. Classic jazzy thing to do is to take the last chord you're going to end on. Maybe you wanted to end on this fancy, this B flat 6 is more fancier one. And you start 3 frets below, or 2 frets below. 1, 2, 3. If I'm fumfering my words, I think I didn't get enough sleep last night with my little kid waking me up every 20 minutes. But what we do is you get to the end. And you can take this shape and back it up 2 frets. All right. A lot of little tricks and things that you can drop into this and any other tune you play. So, fun tune to play. You could of course do it fast. You can play it like a funk tune. You know, whatever you want to do, but have fun, my friends. Thank you for joining me. And I wanted to just lead. Andre is requesting, and it would be my joy to lead a brief mindfulness meditation. So if you enjoyed this so far, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. There are links down below if you'd like to learn more intros, outros, turnarounds, etc., etc. Most importantly, I'm just grateful that you're here, and I hope that you and your family are doing well and that you're staying safe and healthy in these wild, wild times we live in. Music is a wonderful anchor for staying present. So, my friends, let's just spend a few minutes now. You can hold your ukulele like this, or you may like to take it off. And bring your feet to the floor. And let's begin by... Oh, thank you all so much. You're very kind. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jefferson. So let us meditate briefly, which is just to say to come home to the present moment. Let's begin by gently closing our eyes. Take a deep breath in. Let it out slowly. Take another deep breath in. Just relax your face as you exhale. And now let's just allow our attention to rest on your in-breath and your out-breath. Follow your in-breath all the way in. Following your out-breath all the way out. For the next few minutes, allow the rest of the world to just be amidst everything going on, amidst everything in our lives. Let's just come home, bringing our full attention to our in-breath and our out-breath. and make this into a playful game. Meditation is not a grim duty. It's a chance to be free. See if you can keep your conscious attention on your in-breath and your out-breath. Just following it as it is. All the way in, all the way out. Breathe in a way that helps you to release tension, relaxing your scalp and the muscles of your face. Softening your jaw. And allow a little half smile to blossom on your lips as you breathe in and out. Feel the wonderful energy of a smile radiating through you. Showering yourself with self-generated joy. Feeling how wonderful it is to simply sit and breathe. Let's take just a few more breaths like this in silence. Allow any thoughts or bodily sensations to just arise as they are and watch them. Like water flowing by in a river, you are sitting on the bank of the river, watching it flow. Notice how all the different sensations and fluctuations of the mind, our feelings, our emotions, notice how they arise and transform. And just as we practice our scales and our chords, we practice listening. Listening to what our consciousness is telling us, what is being revealed to us. Holding it all with a loving awareness. You are the banks of the river, offering the container for that flow. Let's take a few more breaths, and then as you are ready, you may like to wiggle your toes, bring some movement back to your fingertips, and slowly Gently open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me, not only music, but listening to the music of our breath. My teacher tells me to be with the breath the same way a bow drawing across a string. In, out, listening to the music of our breath. Day by day, this practice offers us stability to be present for the fluctuations and the difficulties that will inevitably come, and also to be present for the joys that are all around us, always. So thank you for practicing with me, friends. I truly appreciate it. Before you move on with your day, I hope that you'll spend a moment, play just one chord, and listen to it the way you were listening to your breath. There's nothing to hurry for. The less hurried we are, the more the music starts to show up. And you'll just end up playing the song that you are meant to play. So, that's why my channel is called Ukulele Zen. It's not just a cute moniker. I do wish for everyone to have an experience, not my experience, but your own experience of what is it like when we slow down and just hug this little tree. Wow. And come home to the present moment. I wish you much happiness, good health, happy playing. Remember, there are links down below if you'd like to get the song sheet to the ukulele song. I'll make those edits to it and get that reposted soon. All blessings. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week, okay? Take good care until then. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.